Hey everybody, this one is Bioshock 2 for the PS3, the 360, and possibly the PC. I'm still not 100% sure on whether they're going to release Bioshock 2 for the PC. They probably will sometime down the line. Bioshock is made by 2K Games. 2K Games, known for, I guess, Bioshock and Borderlands. Their sports games generally suck. Unless, of course, you have a Wii, because I heard the NHL was pretty good on there, but no one gives a shit about them. Alright, so Bioshock 2 takes place. You are, this time, a Big Daddy. I'm going to probably throw a couple spoilers in here, so if you don't want to listen to them, then just, screw off. Bioshock 2, yeah, so like I said, you're playing as a Big Daddy. You are different from the first game where you're playing as just a regular human being. This Big Daddy can wield plasmids, and yes, all your favorite plasmids are back and more. You've got your ice, your electricity, your fire, your cyclone traps. You've got ones that make people go berserk, ones that you can control robots with. There's some crazy plasmids in this game, and I really like what they did with them overall, but the originality in this game was kind of lacking just because of the fact that they did so much in the first one with the plasmids. There was only so much more they could go with. The newest thing I could honestly say about this game would be the fact that you were playing against these new enemies called the Big Sisters, which are essentially little sisters who grew up too big to be little sisters. So they don somewhat Spider-Man / Big Daddy suits, and they can fly around, scream, drill, stab. They can do all this crazy shit. They are not fun to fight. They suck, and I really wish that they would die. The game does have an online aspect. The game's online is not the best online I've ever played in my life, but it's not bad at all. I mean, it is fun. It's entertaining. You probably play for a week and a half. I don't think it's going to be one of those things where people are going to play competitively like Rainbow Six or a Modern Warfare or anything like that. If it does turn to something like that, I'd be completely shocked. It is fun, however, to play around with the plasmids online and screw around, light people on fire, throw killer bees, all that other stuff. It's awesome, right? Overall, I mean, you're going back to Rapture in this game. It does feel nice to be back in Rapture. There's a lot of underwater transitions in this game. Instead of a lot of loading screens, you'll find yourself in between levels. Sometimes you'll be going through underwater passages and all this other stuff. It does a pretty good pretty good job graphically. I mean, the game looks beautiful. The environment, it's Rapture. I mean, it's Rapture 1.5. You're there all over again. The graphics are a little better than the first one. The gameplay is essentially the same with a few minor adjustments. I mean, having a drill on your guy, you either use the damn thing or you don't. I mean, I used it for most of the game just because I thought it was pretty badass, but it does get boring after a while using the same weapon. Weapon selection in this game is about the same as in the first game, I believe. Plasmids, a few more, like I said. Overall, I give this game about a 8.5. I wouldn't go like the first Bioshock. I would still say is superior just because this game does feel a lot like the first one, which isn't a bad thing. I mean, I can't knock a game. I can't say Yahtzee the game shit just because it's a lot like the first one. I mean, other games that I love are a lot like the first one. Vegas 2, you got Tekken 6, which is exactly like Tekken 5 pretty much. You got Modern Warfare 2, which is, and Here Come the Flamers. I'm going to honestly say that game is a lot like the first one, except for a few tweaks. Yeah. I would say pick it up if you're a fan of Bioshock. If you haven't played the first one, I wouldn't pick it up until you've played the first one for the whole story element. I mean, you probably want to get a handle of the story before you play the second one. Overall, it was a pretty good game, and I was satisfied. They could have done a little bit more with it, but I'm not going to complain.